Everybody, welcome back to the Dirty Pat Walsh channel with me, your host, Dirty Pat Walsh, here on YouTube, broadcasting daily worldwide. Yes, how y'all doing? Just got back from the dress rehearsal for Crutch. And when you know it, folks, we are front page news today. That's me. Front page news in the local weekly newspaper. Friday edition. Oh yeah. So that's pretty cool. So now, today when we were in the alley, nobody gave us a hard time or anything. But it was funny because we had, oh yeah, look at this. Citrus tobacco blend. I love it. You don't love it. I love it. You don't love it. You might love it. I don't know. So I got one question posed to me in my Ask Me Fucking Anything request yesterday. Yeah, please ask questions and let me divulge aspects of my life that I've not divulged to you yet here, if you care to know. You know, this channel in its whole concept is kind of like a slice of life for a few years during a very crazy time in my life. So yeah, ask me whatever you want. But the one question I got was my top 5 favorite dips and my top least favorite dips. So I can answer that in this. I figure I'll be able to answer one question per video, maybe 2. I don't know. We'll see. A question like this, though, it'll take up a few minutes. Now it changes all the time, eh? Like your taste on dip, what you like and what you don't. You know, like I've always been pretty constant with what I like. But like some days I'll like Skull Peach, and some days I'll much prefer Timberwolf Peach, you know. Some days I'll love Skull Apple, other days I won't love it, you know. Like it change, your taste buds change all the time. So, but I would have to say my top 5 favorite dips, if I had to pick 5 dips that were my favorite ones I've ever tried, and that I've stuck with. That's how I'm judging this. It's ones that I've stuck with consistently since I started dipping when I was young. So number 1 would probably be Copenhagen Snuff. Because that's what I started dipping, and I've always loved Copenhagen Snuff. And kind of in that same position, it's like the number 2, but it's also number 1, because they're right next to each other, is Skoal Original Fine Cut Wintergreen. Back when I started dipping, there wasn't much available. Like there wasn't any of the fruity stuff. So it was pretty limited. You mostly got fine cut, and you know, you could get like wintergreen, and I don't know, I didn't discover straight until the 90s. So, but yeah, so number 1 kind of holds the slot: Copenhagen Snuff and Skoal Original Fine Cut Wintergreen. The number 2 slot would be Stoker's Mint. And all, like, kind of kind of the same as number one. Copenhagen mint is right up next to Stoker's mint. The main, like both the mint taste is incredibly good. The only thing that makes Stoker's a little bit better is the Stoker's cut, man. Who doesn't love the Stoker's cut? It's funny because Copenhagen Snuff and Wintergreen Fine Cut are my favorites, but my next favorite's like a super long fucking cut. So whatever, it is what it is. So we'll call those number two. Number three, good golly, I'd have to say number three would go much the same as number one and two. Stoker's and Copenhagen Wintergreen. They're both amazingly tasty wintergreens. The only thing that I like about Stoker's a little bit better is the cut. But taste-wise, they're both at the number three position. Number four. Hold on. I think right now, at this time in my life, Timberwolf Peach would be number four. I really enjoy this right now. So, and I've enjoyed it for, I haven't fallen out of love with it in really ever. So this is probably in the number four slot, Timberwolf Peach. And the number five slot would be all of the Skol fruity ones. Like, I can't, my preference for those change from day to day. Some days I like cherry, some days I like berry, some days I like citrus, some days I like peach, some days I like apple. I actually really like having apple in the morning because I don't often eat breakfast. So having like a dip of apple Skol makes me feel like I've eaten an apple or something dumb like that. So, so number one, Copenhagen Snuff Skol Fine Cut Original. Number two, Stoker's Mint / Copenhagen Mint. Number three, Stoker's Wintergreen / Copenhagen Wintergreen. 4, Timberwolf Peach. And 5, all of the Skol fruity guys. I like to put Skol Spearmint and let's do that. Let's knock Timberwolf Peach down with the fruity Skols, and the number 4 slot will be held by Skol Spearmint and it was just on the tip of my brain. That's right. Skol Spearmint / Grizzly Wintergreen will be in the number 4 position. So, I know it's not really 5, but it's hard to choose, man. And these aren't dips I can get all the time, if it came to Canadian dips, just what I could get in Canada, I'd say Copenhagen Snuff, Copenhagen Long Cut, Copenhagen Straight. Copenhagen Snuff, Copenhagen Long Cut, Skol Dark, Copenhagen Straight, and that's almost all of them. I guess I'd have to say Copenhagen Southern Blend. There you go. That's my top 5 Canadian dips. My least favorite dips that I've tried are anything by Derringer. Derringer Straight is the one I know. I tried Klondike Cherry Pouches, and I don't know, I didn't hate them, but I'd never buy them again. Or I didn't buy them. They were gifted to me by Suit and Tie. But, and thank you for those, by the way. But I would never buy those. Oh God. Oh, and the three Sagos. Sago Wintergreen, Sago Original, and Sago Mint, and Derringer Straight, and Klondike Cherry Pouches are the 5 least favorite dipping experiences I've had thus far in my life. So there you go. It's kind of a convoluted list. Let's not go through it again. You can rewind the video if you really want to know. Yeah, so we're performing our piece tomorrow. It made the news today, and which is pretty decent. We didn't have a lot of people walking through the alley today, which we actually not had to deal with that much, and that really threw us for a loop. But that won't be the case during the performance. So it'll be, I don't know, they'll have signs or some jank like that. And there'll be an audience there. So, yeah. But anyhow, I hope you're all doing good and well. And, yeah, keep them questions rolling in. And, yeah, fucking thanks for watching my videos. And have a wonderful day. Be well and stay free. I'll talk to you soon.